The stoop kid never left his stoop in Hey Arnold. He was afraid to. He was terrified of what life was off of it. On the stoop, he was safe. He was comfortable. It was familiar. My mom tried to make me the stoop kid. Not even the stoop. Honestly, she bought me video games to reward my good grades, which made me study harder, so I stayed inside. That didn't last, though. I hopped off the stoop to see how the neighborhood kids actually be when they weren't in a classroom. Jay would pinch weed from his older brother's stash, then smoked it out of an apple bong. Shaniqua was a tagger. Ty was gangbanging, and Trey was a jacker. I came from a long line of Pyru, so the slang was common. My face was good on the block. I've even already gone on missions. While my mom stayed on that stoop, squinting so hard so she could see further down the block, hoping she sees her baby boy come home. The end of a Newport and dim streetlights were the only thing you could see in those dark night of dark times. Some nights I wouldn't even see the cigarette flame. I would just say, I'll get you another pack tomorrow once I stepped on the stoop. But from that stoop, she saw everything. She heard gunshots, smelled liquor in the streets, felt the cold silence, and tasted the bitter disappointment of squandered potential, hoping she doesn't have to touch the wood grain shell of a casket to close. Stoop mom's afraid to leave her stoop, because if she ever had to leave it, that means she knew I wasn't there anymore. Thank you.
That was Stoop Mom. Stoop. When you said Stoop won't leave the stoop, I was like, Stoop kid. Won't leave the stoop. So I just brought some good old shit for y'all.
Oh shit! Shit that's old.
Shit that's old. Sandy. Yeah, I mostly just have like old sad shit, so this kind of might be old sad, but
We love it!
there's a spike at the end, so wait for it. I think ridiculous thoughts now that you're not around. I think about near perfect numbers like 179, and how one day I'll use the voice that you almost took to defend others. I think about the metamorphosis of a butterfly, and how violent change can be, and how wonderful it feels to fly with these wings. I think about the magnetism of binaries and how embracing both has attracted celestial bodies to me beyond my imagination. I think about painted nails and lips that conjure up storms and rain, countless men that will fuck me in ways that you never could. I think about having my cake and eating it too. About no strings attached, friends with benefits, fuck buddy situationships, about threesomes, couples, orgies, and more. I think about living amongst the Milky Way, between Taurus and Gemini, Libra and Scorpio. I think about Saturn and the rings that she has created to make her cold, distant, and powerful in her solitude. Thank you. And so I'll read one more shorter piece.
Short shit?
Short shit, a quick one.
Not short.
Minimum 5 minutes.
Okay, here we go. How we numbed our expectations of each other. We used to cruise across cities and states, but you decided to become a song in the background. Transformed yourself into white noise, haunting the car that we used to impregnate with cries of our love. Phantom memories of our voices moaning in unison, and the distinct smell of sex shook my consciousness as I sat there, listening to your fucking song. An exorcism of smoke and water was the only way I was able to drown you out, expel you from my dominion. She of the serpent skirt wrapped our lines of communication around her waist so that you could not escape me. She taught me to slither and speak like you, so that I could protect myself. She blessed me with the pains of knowledge, filled my mind and heart with obsidian mirror so that I could see where your reflection ended and mine began. She gifted me with a mallet to shatter each mirror until there was nothing left of you, but a mosaic of our greatest insecurities and your fucking biggest downfalls. Together, we played the lottery, but the tickets that you had purchased were fraud, counterfeit. Rejected by the cashier, you used our last $2.70 on a lighter so that we could get high together one last time. We sealed the end of our journey with the same supply that we had used to numb our expectations for each other. Thank you.
Hi everyone, how's it going? Okay, this is brand new shit. It's called Situationships Atop a Ladder, or Storylines. I set up this ladder raised to the sky. These rails touch clouds that never seem to disappear. Each rung worn smooth from countless times, I climb towards this place undefined. My head is in the clouds. My head is filled with clouds. I'm cloudy, not seeing clearly, daydreaming, drawing, drinking. Just kidding. I'm writing. Coming up with storylines, kind of like headlines, each formatted version stepping me further into a situationship. This situational relationship, as the younger generations have named it. Meaning, I pretend I matter more than I probably do, and chances are you have no clue. Each time I find some courage to step past a story retold in my mind, that story summed up, saying you don't actually care. That line I draw keeps me at safe space, so as to not hurt myself. This daydreaming from a distance helps me forget the present, the recent past, and the near future, but still includes you because things are complicated, and you have no idea. Composure, not quite a thing. Making it known, not quite a thing. Unsteady on two legs, I climbed pretty high this time. Still on that ladder, I hold back a little longer. Dreams it's me you wander off thinking about. I'm pondering each time you say good morning. Seeking out truth and seeing between the lyrics of songwriters' meaning posted at the top of the day. This is not to say I don't also do these things for my own sake, because perhaps a few seconds each day isn't enough time to say all the things music and photos capture. I want to know you better. I want to be known better. Yet us experience things together, because I see with the lens of beauty, seen when looking at your eyes, captured in that smile, that pride you exude, leading like a lion, that mane, your hair, sexy and wild, untamed, unnamed, because crushes often crush you when the truth comes out. But to see inside that brain of yours, or to speak a language you prefer, I have not been able to articulate in words in the same way that painting can show you in seconds. Equates to months or years of words forming ideas. Spoken words is your skill. I'm only a novice in, trying to make up for lost time because I met you just a few months ago. Between lessons and scenes, bites of information I hold dear, this heart I'm pouring out on the table for all these people to hear. It's clear things are complicated. It's enough to state the obvious, maybe it's not obvious. Playback versions of short conversations, funny puns make us laugh, and looks from people gazing our way when they see us. Between couplets and limericks and bullshit and new, I'm wondering things. I wonder if friendship can be more than wishful thinking after hours, more than memes and shared symbolic hearts, approving things we write in short statements. I keep playing back and holding back something's there. My spidey senses, I keep denying. My life is too complicated for you. My life is too short to hide it. But still, I get that. I'd feel the same way if I were in your shoes. Raising myself up to the clouds, one step at a time, looking down to look on, a situationship I dreamt up, made up as I look into these stories written from day one of meeting you, because you helped me remember what it felt like to be alive, after so long of feeling numb, that I had pressed pause. Climbing back down to bed, covered in layers all shed, once again searching for that good morning thread each day the sun comes up. Another day of dreaming, someday might lead to feasting, more than an understanding that, yeah, this is complicated, and so what? It gets me by.
Writer, and you like what you write. If you don't like what you write, just keep on writing, you'll find something eventually.
I like what you write.
like this piece, it's some old shit, you know. Old shit! Back in 2004, I wrote this motherfucker. It's about love, you know, it's about love and the question that comes up when you want someone to love. You want someone to love you, right? And love them back and, you know, all of that. But I just do this scene. Strombolic metaphoration brought on by continual meditation, but I'm getting more and more impatient because now I am on rations of your love. Your love. Tell me some more stories of my power and the glory of our love affiliation. I'll broadcast from a TV station the beauty of insatiation and this terrible sensation brought on by our love. Our love. I take notice of your beauty and consider it my duty to ease your strife. Because now there's you, and when you do what you do, I know things I never knew. My heart feels like a flock of birds that flew to paradise. To paradise. Don't be surprised if someone tries by telling lies and shooting down my alibis to make you cry. Just dry your eyes and realize the true size of our love. Our love. If all of this is true, and you dig what I do, I dig what you do too. Let's put aside tomorrow and quit trying to borrow what other people think our love should be. We are free. And if you continue, okay, wait. Let's put aside tomorrow and stop trying to borrow what other people think our love should be. We are free. And if you agree, I'll be down on one knee to see if you will continue to be my love. My love. Since I met you, I can't forget you, and I'm not going to let you just walk away from this bliss in every kiss, which I know we would both miss. I love you madly, and I will gladly be your love. Your love. Thank you guys. Applause, applause. All the applause. They continue this venue. It's wonderful. 10 years now, right? Yeah, 10 years of bullshit. Beautiful shit, too.
You better take it. I only have one poem.
Wash it!
I do. If there were a poem to make you fall in love with me, I would have written it 8 lifetimes ago. Made a deal with Osiris to weave each stanza into every contract of each one of your resurrections, foreshadowing our love into the smallest details of your upbringing. So by the time you first tasted me, I will feel like your birthright. You don't want poetry though. What you considered to be nothing for called off from the start, and if we met 8 lifetimes ago, I'm convinced it's the reason why your walls are so high in this life, and I acknowledge their height. You told me you hoped they were at least pretty to look at. I didn't realize it then, but it's because you never intended to let me in. I've been building around their exterior for so long that I didn't notice to vacate. My poetry falls on deaf ears, muted by a tongue, sharpened by the same stone that sharpened the pencil that wrote this poem. If I wrote anything for you 8 lifetimes ago, I'm convinced it was a warning, warding you away from a person whose words are hurled just as swiftly as they are curled on this page. If I could write you a poem to make you fall in love with me, each line would give you a sign of how broken I am. As much as I want to pretend there's no gold filling in the cracks of me, my imperfections are jagged, so if I ever truly wanted you to love me, I would have made a deal with Osiris to leave bricks around your heart in the contracts of 8 lifetimes, because if you, of all people, can't see the gold filling in the gaps around this sharp tongue, it's probably because there is none.
How's everyone doing? She's a professional. That's what's up.
So how's everyone doing tonight? Good. I love to hear that. So I am here to free everyone's mind tonight, give you an experience. Yeah, sorry, I got to fix the lip. It's like, what the heck. And make a couple of recliners with it, okay? And y'all probably gonna be hard too. That's just the one.
Wet vagina shut.
He is sitting in the chair, hands by his side. I am standing in front of him, and I begin to dance, hands caressing my body, moving like the goddess Ocean herself. I slide my ass across your shaft, slowly grinding, slowly winding my hips. You run your finger across my lips, sliding it in, I nibble a bit. Hands gripping my breast, I lay my back on your chest, sliding my ass across your shaft, slow winding, grinding, slowly winding my hips, turning so I can see your face. I spread my legs, entering your space. Now, sliding my pussy across your shaft, slow and steady, back and forth, hands on my thighs. I put that out your my back. Titties perked up so you give them a smack. Sliding my pussy across your shaft, slow and steady, back and forth. I lean forward, licking, nibbling on his neck, gripping, stroking his manhood, he moans in approval. Granting him access to my universe, he is floating in my cosmos. Pussy grips, juices drip, deep, digging deep. The deeper he digs, the higher I get. One hand each cheek. The tighter he grips, the more that I leak. Sliding my pussy up and down his dick while maintaining my grip, while my pussy juices drip. Damn, this shit is legit. You guys like it? I'm glad. Because I want to read what happened next. Next time. Hold on. Make sure I got the right corner. Nope, that ain't the right one. So what I want you guys to do is just imagine. Or can you guys envision what I'm saying? Like picture it happening, right? That is the goal. I want to bring an experience to you. Take you from where we are here. Take you right. And take you there. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it. So I found the right one. And this is what happened next. Driplets of sweat trickling from his forehead to his chest. Headboard banging. Hands around my neck. He is feeding me his energy aggressively. And I like it. Nails digging in his back. Anklet. As he rides my waves like a ship lost at sea. My pussy grips tighter. Endorphins release. I get high. Soaring through the sky now. Hand reaches up, firmly gripping my cheeks, guiding me back to reality. He begins to kiss me, holding me tight, preventing me from floating. Yo, the way this man is fucking me, intertwined in my nectar, connecting, downloading soul ties. There's no lies in the little lies whispered in the moment. Blank canvases. We create art in our pool of sweat, gliding in and out. Pussy soaking wet, gliding in and out. Pressure building. Lost in the rhythm in his hips, sliding, gliding. I am holding him tight while he is riding. Pressure bust pipe. I erupt my pleasure all over his dick. Again and again and again. Thank you. How are we doing tonight, guys? I was like, who the fuck has a big smile? Oh shit, it's me. Yes, Jeff! Guys, mine is not happy. I have not happy shit.
Unhappy shit! It's unhappy.
Damn it, it's alright.
We're here for it.
Fuck flowers. But, I mean, not necessarily all flowers, but those light pink roses, yeah. My dealer gave them to his mom. And that lavender scented candle, my mom enjoyed it. That pen, that really nice pen, I gave it to Karen in the back. She's a writer too. I think she's gonna enjoy it. Why? Because even though you said, oh sorry, every time, it would still happen again. Oh sorry, oh sorry, oh sorry. If you actually do feel guilty, good. You should. But these things you sent to me are just fucking things. They mean about as much to me as your oh sorries did every time you hit me. So fuck flowers. Fuck flowers and fuck you.
Fuck that guy! Fuck that guy!
I keep introducing everybody as my homeboy and my homegirl, and the truth is that they all are, right? But I have a best friend of 26 years who passed away on the 22nd of January, and we just had his funeral last week, and the weirdest shit that can possibly happen is to be that close to someone for 26 years and not know their family, and their family doesn't know you, and you're sitting awkwardly in the back of a funeral, and you're right in the middle of the Hail Mary, and then the picture of him in the clouds comes out, and he's posing like this, right? And you're stoned in a funeral. And you can't stop fucking laughing. It was thank God for Mass, because me and my kids are sitting in the back of the room chuckling, and I don't know if his family thought it was as funny. So, there was no open mic at his funeral, probably because there were some people there who would have some shit to say. So what I wanted to read at my homeboy's funeral, I'm going to read to y'all instead. I'm not explaining any names because I feel like, you know, if you're speaking from the heart, it's self-explanatory.
Yes.
Respect the mic.
Respect the mic.
Respect the mic. Thank you. Yo, Carlos. It was 1995 when I met you in the F building at Marshall High School. I unofficially knew who you were, but I'll never forget you standing there against the lockers with one foot kicked back and your arm around your chick. Your first words to me were, "Yo, Mandy, I saw David out with some other chick yesterday." I started crying and you started laughing. Then I went and slammed my forehead against the mirror in the girls' bathroom. I didn't know it then, but you were actually a heartfelt dude. When David brought you home, we became spiritually connected instantly. Till the day that he died, you were the only one of his friends that he ever trusted with me. You were a badass. But not because you were all cool and shit, but because you were broken and you kept your feet mobile still. Man, the jitters that you had when you brought Joy to meet us let me know that this chick was the real motherfucking deal. Sorry I cursed at your funeral, but I'm sorry. I don't know when it was that we stumbled upon the fact that we were both writers, but if it wasn't for that, our relationship may have disintegrated by now. We started chingos of stories and poems that I gotta figure out how to finish by myself now. I will really miss the airport pickups and the late night heart-to-hearts. I'm mad that you're gone, especially because I loved watching your boys grow up through your eyes. Hearing you chat up Noah's intelligence and his head strength, Josh's creativity and his depth, Wiley's big-ass personality and silly antics. I also appreciate how much you love my girls. You leaving like this right after my baby brother is a special kind of pain. but I know that soul ties run deep. And for what it's worth, I ain't glad that you're gone, but I'm glad I can imagine you being the watchful eye. I love you, Steve, and I'm gonna write the hell out of these stories of ours so that the world will never forget you. Take your traveler's rest, homeboy. Love, Mandy Lynn. P.S. I'm sorry I couldn't do more. P.S.S. The smell of patchouli, the tap of royal tight keys, and the doors, and a Budweiser in a fucking paper bag will always remind me of you.
Well, for those of you who have not run, this is new. This is meant to be erotic, but unlike Jazz's piece, it was very well written and descriptive. I'm just very awkward, and yeah, that's just how this goes. Throat babies is the worst sexual term ever. Maybe with the exception of what the British say during sex. Because British people will be like, why don't you put your jolly hammer in my twank box? No thank you. They wants to put your man onion in my teeth dungeon. No, I will pass. But even though the Brits will say something like, let me gaggle on your gooseneck while you jobble my shire, it's still not as unsexy as throat babies. I want to give them to you. But I do want to feel how your tongue is. To see what your mouth do, I want my lips to linger and loiter for hours in your lingerie. To trace your body as if it were the night, sidewinding on nipples and curves tonight. I want all the stars to crash from cold heaven whenever you come, and then you breathe in and let out a moan that remakes the entire world in the image of our sex, or at best, you have a really great day. Yeah! Sweet woman, I am weak at the thought of dying between your legs. I want to bite along the river of your veins until I find the oasis, and then drink like a man who has had a decade of thirst. When I say, sit on my face, that light hover shit is not what I am talking about. I want you to sit down, proud, like my skull is a throne, my mouth a way out to ecstasy. I want to see the curve of your smile raised like flags of surrender right before you bust from your thighs, and then you come and we rest and we laugh, satisfied and smiling in each other's sweat. And so you start playing with my dick like it's an action figure. Boom! Which is like this weird thing that a lot of women like doing. Y'all just like playing with dicks. Like, y'all know, I'm like, let me look in the hole, like, fucking weirdos.
Dicks are fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've played with mine plenty of times. So.
Thank you.
But then I start to stiffen up and we kick off round 2. Yeah. And did I just hear glass break because like Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'm coming through, business is picked up and something bald is about to go nuts. Trust that I will never ask you to swallow my throat, babies, ma. Because that shit is unsexy. Same with oral. Right? It's like an oral. No, thank you. Let's just call it a feast. It's one size fits all, and no matter if you spit or swallow, it is appreciated, it is reciprocated, and it is always on the menu. Thank you very much.
Season of Love, it's February, so why not? And it's a new poem too. I wrote it in February. Yeah.
Why not? Shit.
Why not? Straight answer right here. What is wrong is not only do we not know how to speak our hearts, but we also do not know what our hearts are saying. blind, but we feel the heat of the light because it's there. It's the sun in my chest. It's the poetry from the pit of my belly, from the unknown and the whole of the heaven I'm creating, brick by brick, building a beautiful human, humanly beautiful, blooming from the inside out, singing songs of great highs and great lows, and we are great with a gift to give, our minds free of gravity. We got the gravy, working with all kinds of sauces, flavors, spices. We're the ones cooking. Smell the aroma, you already know the kind of attitude we're bringing. This isn't personality, this is atmosphere. This is an attack on all that is dull and boring. We are artistically athletic, and poetics make the struggle worth it every day. I'm a stronger person, atomic bomb energy to awaken my inner angel. Lord, when I open my mouth, let me be as free as a child. Lord, set my heart on fire. Lord, how to burn in style. You know, often I felt stupid. You know, often that song gets stuck in my throat, and I'm telling myself, look, hey, don't sweat it. I know, I feel low and lethargic and less than zero, but this can't last forever. So be ready to bounce back. Be ready when that wave comes. I'm going to ride it, and I'm going to ride it hot. And when I touch back down, I'm a different man from when I started. Sharper senses. I come back with a wider range to feel the richness of life and all its juices. Able to soak it up and give off my own sunshine, my only sunshine. The daylight defrosting me in the dead of December. You're the drink of water I daydream about in the driest part of the Sahara Desert. Sunshine, my only sunshine, nature's gold, purest honey, straight off the honeycomb. And I'm just a tumbling rumblebee, soaking up that sunny summer day, supreme the sky. A million shades of bluebonnets. That Texas heat has a certain taste to it. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I love my lover under it. Pardon me, my mind's in paradise. Pardon me, but I don't get reception here. Pardon me, but I'm too busy writing 100 poems for my lover. 100 years of me and you, my love. Every time my pen moves, I think of you, my love. Yes, 100 poems just for her, and 100 more just to burn, to make room for this new self, a more true self. I'm doing great. How about you, self? I'll see you 100 poems later. Thank you.